Hey, how have you been, my brother?
When did we last chat, Shaun? It's
September
six
last year.
months maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a very
we
different
just
world.
yeah, it's as you would appreciate, like the world has changed, right? And we're not even being we're not even exaggerating. It's literally changed. But otherwise, we are okay. We're okay. Families are good. The kids are currently on school term breaks, so it kind of coincides with the lockdown. But the current messaging from the government here in Australia is that schools here in Victoria have not yet been shut down or gone on. So they are expected to return to schools next week.
That's crazy.
Mm. Yeah, but otherwise, beyond that, all the we're at stage 3 means only go out if you absolutely need to for like your essentials or for healthcare or for groceries and food. But beyond that, everything else has been shut down.
Have you been confined to your home?
I mean, like I said, the messaging says that if unless you have to go out, stay at home. And we're even hearing and cases of how now that the police are getting involved as well. If they're doing some on the spot checks on the highways and the streets to say, if you're going to your friend's house for like a party, turn back.
Right.
And there are even cases where some fines have been issued because some people have not adhered to the recommendations.
How's Jillian? Jillian's going to. She's working in the hospital.
That's right. So Jill is in the hospital, but she is working with the premature babies. So where she is isolated from any of the frontline virus stuff. I mean, she's still in a hospital, and i.e., that's where sick people or people who need help go. But beyond that, in terms of her work, she is not dealing with any frontline cases right now.
How's everyone's spirit in the family?
In general, okay. I think we've gone through waves, right? I mean, like if you ask me, I've gone through days where I have felt helpless, days where I kind of snap out of it and say, look, we haven't lost all control, so let's not act helpless. So I find for myself, I've gone through waves of just dealing with this loss of normalcy. Same for Jill as well. And the kids, I think the kids live kind of vicariously through us, like in the sense of like how we respond and react. They watch and mimic and mirror as well. So in general, the kids are okay. We have to explain that this will pass. This is a temporary thing, but at the same time, this is unprecedented, right? Like I've never experienced this in my life. I think many of us, if we haven't lived long enough to experience the wars of World War II and all that, this is the first time any of us are experiencing anything like this.
Do they understand what's going on?
They do. They do. Like Noah is 10. My twins are turning 8 on Sunday. So they know that there's a virus. They know that it's a serious issue. They know that it's not just Australia, but it's all over the world. Like case in point, this weekend we were meant to make a road trip back to Adelaide to see my in-laws. But we've cancelled that because of the whole self-quarantine thing. So we've had to change plans in the last 2, 3, 4 weeks of things we had planned. We've cancelled those or postponed those. So they know that there's a virus, and they know that this is a serious thing. And like most mornings when we're having breakfast, we just switch on the news just to see what's the latest headlines. So they know that this is a different time.
Have they gone through any online learning of any sort? Uh,
They have, but loosely, because the school hasn't released an online curriculum per se. However, we have um, looked for our own kind of programs for the kids to get involved in. So we have been getting them to do a little bit of like a homeschooling thing, like even though they're on holidays. they're still doing some math and literacy and numeracy work through some of the recognized online portals that we use.
The reason
But
I ask,
yeah,
the
but school
reason I ask
is due
is
to resume next week.
it might not be happening. They might not be going back to school. There's always a
That's
chance.
right. Yeah, that's right.
The best thing that has happened to me personally has
Yeah.
been the start of the term. So
Yes.
this is our second week doing online learning for our kids.
Yes.
I spent an hour trying to solve a year four's math problem.
Right.
I think that this is like probably the best thing that come out of it, whereby the kids are learning how to learn themselves, learning technology, learning independence. I just couldn't be more grateful for this opportunity.
I think there's another side to the coin as well, because I think I am realizing that not just the fact that all of us are being forced to kind of accelerate the kids' exposure to screen time and online learning, right? But I think the other bright side of the story is, the kids are now having more time with their guardians or their parents around. I mean, for those of us who have kids who are either, if we're working from home or we're home more than before, that's the other side of the story as well, that the kids are, we're with our kids a lot more. And the same goes for those of us with pets. Our pets are seeing their owners a lot more as well.
And the kids are so intuitive when it comes to technology.
Yeah.
It's almost there's no ice breaking required. They just pick it up right away. So I cannot be more excited for you when that happens, and you would understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That means in Brunei, has everything gone online now? Is that what you're saying?
I think the schools have migrated online, but my kids go to ISB, and this school has done exceptionally well.
Sure.
I'm beyond impressed. And through crises like this, people have to adapt. And one of the things that I observed was how important communication is.
Sure.
And there's so many teachers who are such exceptional talent. They are such natural actors in front of the screen.
Sure.
That this part of them would never have been discovered. So I think that we're seeing an emergence of new internet influences from school teachers, and that's exciting.
Yeah, it took a crisis, right? Because otherwise, all of us would have been, still using the systems of years gone by, whereas it's taken a crisis for us to accelerate this exposure or this learning of using tech to read and to teach.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying it so much.